upon a time, there lived 3 beautiful daughters of a king. But there was one daughter, the youngest, who had much more beauty than the other 2. So much beauty that this made Aphrodite, the most beautiful goddess, grow jealous of her. This made Aphrodite plan mischief.
I'll show that little girl that no one's more beautiful than me.
She thought to herself.
When I get through with her, she'll wish she was never born.
She called on her son Eros and said,
Eros!
Yes, mother?
Your dear and beautiful mother was made a fool of by a maiden that sleeps soundly in a bower in that castle down there. I order you to go shoot her with one of your lovers.
But these arrows will do no good while she's asleep, only evil.
That's exactly what I want.
Eros flew down to the maiden's bower and attempted to pierce her with his arrows, but accidentally pierced himself instead.
Oh no, I pierced myself with one of my arrows. Oh, I tell my mother.
Eros flew back to Mount Olympus to tell his mother what had happened.
Mother, I pierced myself with one of my love arrows. I can never harm anyone as beautiful as Psyche. If I can't have her, I refuse to bring love into the world.
Aphrodite was so mad that she put a ring of thorns around Psyche and no one would ever want to marry her. Also, as Eros refused to shoot his arrows, the towns below seemed to stop. Aphrodite became bored. There was no one coming for her temple for her to marry, and there were no babies being born. The world just seemed to stop without love.
I'm very bored. Eros, if you must have it your way, I'll do whatever you want. So what is it? What do you want?
I want Psyche.
If that's what it takes, then you shall have her. But first, go and back to work and make people fall in love again.
Alright.
Eros shot his arrows, and there was love again. But Psyche and her parents were still upset.
So they went to the oracle and said,
Our daughter is so beautiful, but no one is asked to marry her.
You don't understand. Our 2 other daughters are nowhere near as beautiful as her, and they have husbands and castles, and wiser than Psyche.
Psyche is not meant for the average man. She is meant to be wed with one on Mount Olympus. Take her there and say your farewells.
Thank you very much. Goodbye.
I'll do it.
The parents understood what to do, but they feared that Psyche might be taken away by a monster and killed. They hung jewels and dressed her. As they did this, they were very upset. But Psyche was not upset, for she was anxious to see her husband.
Goodbye, parents. I will miss you greatly.
The west wind then came and took Psyche to the mountain.
Don't be scared. I am your messenger. You will be on the ground soon.
When she landed, there were torches leading her into a room that was beautifully furnished with beautiful dishes and silverware. Then, suddenly, a voice started talking to her.
You cannot see me because I was ordered so by your husband.
Can you please tell me where my husband is?
Yes, he's on a journey far away. He's coming near soon, but I'm sorry I'm not allowed to tell you anything else.
Thank you for your help.
After a long ride in the wind, she was very hungry. Then the lights led her to a room that was filled with water, and she bathed herself. She then combed her hair and went back into her room to wait for her husband to arrive.
Hi, I am your husband. You are so beautiful you can make even the goddess of love and beauty jealous herself.
Where are you? I cannot see you.
Psyche reached out her arms and felt strong shoulders. She became extremely happy and filled with joy. Then the lights went out one at a time. The next morning, Psyche woke up. No one was there with her, but she didn't mind because she was in so much love with her husband. She looked around that day and again was fed by the invisible servants. She then took another bath, and at midnight her husband came back to her. This kind of day went on for a while, and one night Eros asked her a question.
Are you happy living here? Do you want anything? Can I bring you anything?
I don't want anything but you.
But you already have that.
No, I don't. I want to be able to see you. I want to be able to hold you in my arms.
Not yet, but someday your time will come.
Okay, but will you visit me in the day too, not only at night?
One day I will. You're not ready yet. You seem so lonely here. Would you like me to bring you anyone? How about your sisters? Would you like to see them?
I completely forgot about my sisters. Sure, I guess you can bring them, but what I really want is you. But I'll talk with them and renew our acquaintances.
Your sisters will be arriving in the morning. Expect them.
The west wind blew its hard winds, carrying the sisters of Psyche into the courtyard of her castle. While the sisters were standing in the courtyard, their eyes opened wide as they saw her sisters come running out of the castle doors.
Our sister!
The sisters' faces drew excitement, surprised to see their sister as beautiful as she was.
With your beauty comes happiness.
Psyche grabbed them with joy and welcomed them with hugs and kisses. She led them into her castle, where her invisible servants were ready to give them the relaxing and refreshing bath to soothe them from traveling through the harsh winds.
That bath was what I needed.
As a younger sister walked them into a room filled with delicious food, Psyche's sisters grew even more jealous.
She feeds us these wonderful feasts and welcomes us with gifts of love, but there is still no sign of her one true love. He supplies her with castles of gold, but is still nowhere to be seen. Any man who has a wife as beautiful as her must want to show her off. Where is he?
He has welcomed you. He sent the west wind himself to go get you.
You've welcomed us. But where's your husband who supplies you with all these gifts? Are we not welcome?
I know when we are not welcome, and now's the time that we must leave.
Oh. Okay.
You have changed incredibly, and I just find it very unusual that your husband's not here to greet us. Very unusual.
It is not unusual that he is not here. He's really here rarely here during the day. He has very important things to take care of.
What could be more important than his beautiful wife?
Oh, well, hunting, fighting in wars, making peace treaties, all the things men find most important. He shall return by sunfall.
Then we shall wait until sunfall, so your husband can get the pleasure of meeting us.
The sisters' faces grew with happiness, knowing that their sister's husband was going to be able to show for their welcoming.
Oh, well, he won't be able to come tonight.
Are we not welcome? Is he too busy to see his guests?
I know when we are not welcome, and now's the time that we must leave.
No, you are welcome.
The sisters were confused about why their sister's husband would not want to see them.
He is a monster. He is so ugly that you don't want to see his face.
I'm sorry that I can't save you from this hideous creature. I bet he has her captured as his slave. I'm sorry, sister.
No, I will not listen to these untrue words. Leave! Leave! Leave!
The west wind came and swept them out through a window to take them away. As night grew, she waited for her husband to come home. Things her sisters kept saying were getting to her.
Could they be right? Could he have other castles and other wives? Is he a cheating man?
Late that night, long after her husband was asleep, she lit a lamp and held it over him as she slept. Late that night, long after her husband was asleep, she lit a lamp and held it over him as he slept. She saw the anchor of love, Eros himself. She couldn't resist not giving him a kiss. As she leaned over him to share her love for him, a drop of hot oil dripped on his shoulder.
No, you're not ready to love yet.
Yes, I am. I love you.
Farewell, my love.
Psyche ran into the courtyard to look for her husband. He was nowhere. She looked back to see her castle either. Everything went. She found herself standing in weeds and brambles. All the things she owned were gone with love.
Wow, that sounded cool.
Wow, that's not what I'm
Why are you coordinating?
Brian, I can't get this off of me!
You're recording that right now.
I need my child.
Why?
Give me the child.